So, while Lucknow Super Giants are struggling to ensure that their, you may say, loss deficit is erased slightly, 74 of 13. It's
not. It's a goner now.
Yep. At the Rajasthan Royals vs Sunrisers Hyderabad encounter at the Savai Mansingh Stadium, Rajasthan Royals have chosen to bat. And guess who makes his debut? Joe Root.
Oh, wow. Joe Root's first IPL season.
Yes. Joe Root and Joss Butler together in the Rajasthan Royals setup. Boy, oh boy, that is really a fantastic situation. And congratulations to Joe Root. 10 years of international cricket, 11 years of international cricket. Finally plays the IPL.
After so much resistance to the tournament, he's back.
He is back, and so congratulations to Joe Root for making your IPL debut. Let's hope it is spectacular, as we like to call it. Now, Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Rajasthan Royals are currently 4th in the table. Sunrisers Hyderabad are at the bottom.
Yep.
If Sunrisers can do what Delhi did to RCB, I mean, I'm not trying to troll RCB, party poopers. These teams, Delhi and SRH, are party poopers. Upsets. If they can do it, then Rajasthan Royals and even Lucknow Super Giants will be very, very happy that this result has happened, because now this is a massive dent in their net run rate that's coming up, and Gujarat with 16 points with a net run rate boost looking very, very, I mean, intimidating to say the least. So, Gargi, firstly, Joe Root, how excited are you? Are you expecting something special from him?
I am, because you see, we've been following Joe Root for so long. I've been following Joe Root for so long. And before the IPL, you know, when the whole English baseball template came into play, Joe Root, that's when Joe Root decided that he wanted to play the IPL, and he specified that he wanted to change the game, and he wanted to adjust himself to white ball cricket and the way that the game is revolutionizing or evolving. And Joe Root decided that IPL will be the right place to, practice those shots, and in the end, he's doing it for his country. But he's here and he's willing to change his game. I think that's great. And we could see, a few series that happened before the IPL. You could see Joe Root hitting slogs and paddle sweeps. And
we already got a glimpse of Joe Root's brilliance, say, during the New Zealand test.
Yeah.
He was reverse slapping Neil Wagner.
Yeah.
That's about it. Enough said about what baseball, more than baseball, I would say, how IPL has changed cricket.
T20 cricket, yes.
Exactly. And so, not just Joe Root, one more guy is making his IPL debut for a new franchisee, and that is Glenn Phillips.
For Delhi?
No, for SRH.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Harry Brook is not there.
Oh, he's finally got the slap on the wrist.
He's fine. I think it's unfortunate, but yes, apart from that 100 that he had against KKR, I think it's not been a very good IPL for Harry Brook. Brook is finally looking mortal. Just go down and let me see the playing 11s. Okay. So, Glenn Phillips plays for the Sunrisers Hyderabad and Harry Brook is not in. Another debutant in Vivrant Sharma, the leg spinning all-rounder. Yes, Vivrant Sharma, congratulations to him that he too is making his debut. I think SRH are more or less wondering that, okay, let me just ensure that we just go through the motions. I think know our season's done. And so that's why that is the current situation at this point in time. So Lucknow Super Giants need 63 of 8, even if they did 8 sixes. No chance. GT 63 runs if they manage to pull off a big win. One of our family members actually said 50-run victory. He might be proven right.
Yeah.
And what a big boost that will be to the net run rate for both Gujarat Titans in that sense.
Yeah.
Mohit Sharma. But okay, so big news coming in from the Savai Mansingh Stadium. So this is the playing 11 that we have. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Joss Butler. Massive pressure on Joss Butler because he's not fired.
Yeah.
And you look at Sanju Samson, again not fired. Joe Root. Yes, he's making his debut. So, Butler, Root, Hetmeyer. Oh, they're only playing 3 foreigners. Butler, Root, Hetmeyer. Their bowling lineup is all Indian. Ravichandran Ashwin, Murugan Ashwin, Sandeep Sharma, Kuldeep Yadav and Yajuvendra Chahal.
Who's making way for Joe Root?
I think there is no... wait.
Because Sanju Samson has said that there are a few injury issues in the team.
Oh yeah, I mean we'll have to figure out who played in the last game. See, Yashasvi, Butler, Sanju were there. No Jason Holder.
Uh-huh.
No Jason Holder, by the way. Shimron Hetmeyer has struggled. No Adam Zampa. Zampa was taken to the cleaners in the previous game, 3 overs, none for 40. And that is the only chance. I think Zampa is out. Holder is out.
Because Murugan Ashwin is also in, so 2 players are coming in. Someone has to.
Man, 2 leg spinners, Yajwendra Chahal and Murugan Ashwin. Then Ravichandran Ashwin with his off spin.
There's no Trent Bolt, no?
There's no
Bolt
Trent
also.
Bolt, right?
No Trent Bolt. Yes. So, no Trent Bolt, no Jason Holder, no Adam Zampa. So, Joe Root is in. Maybe Bolt has still not recovered.
Could be that injury, couple of games he again missed because of the injury, Trent Bolt. Then he came back.
But maybe he can be an impact sub. Because Rajasthan are batting first.
Is he the on the impact?
Who?
Because
Who can
Trent
be?
Bolt.
Trent Bolt can be the batting sub.
Yeah, because Rajasthan are batting first. So, they can get a bowling
Okay,
this
they're
thing.
batting first, okay.
Yeah, and so that is why I think Trent Bolt could be one of the impact subs. We'll have to just see where he fits in at that point in time. And in the Sunrisers Hyderabad team, Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaassen, Glenn Phillips, no Harry Brook, Abdul Samad.
No Mayank Agrawal?
No Mayank Agrawal, but I think he might be an impact sub because Sunrisers are batting second.
and that
Makes
we've seen
sense.
in the past.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Vivrant Sharma, Mayank Markande, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, T. Natarajan. So my first thought about this team, I mean, we'll come to the result of this later. First with you, Harshit, Abdul Samad. We are all criticizing Riyan Parag for his lack of contributions in the Rajasthan Royals team ever since 2018. What about Abdul Samad? Can't we put Abdul Samad in the same boat as Riyan Parag? At least Riyan Parag won you a game. When did Abdul Samad last win you a game?
And that's been his biggest criticism that he's got those games this year. I would say with the one thing that has gone against Abdul Samad has been the fact that over the years he's not had that consistent run at times. He's not got the kind of backing that a Riyan Parag has gotten. We've seen him being dropped as well. But this time around, though, this season has to be looked a little differently. I think, though, he was dropped for a couple of matches. But then there is still, I think, he's played about 6 to 7 games for SRH this time around. And there were times, let's say the previous match, for example, it was right up the alley for somebody who comes in with the reputation of being a finisher, and given the close margin with which they lost against KKR, I think, and he was there at the crease, he very well could have. It wasn't something, extremely difficult, let's say. They were always within touching distance, SRH. The match hadn't gotten too far away from them. So, I think Abdul Samad, high time perhaps, he's walking on very thin ice. Because this is somebody, by the way, who was retained by the franchise, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So he's not done justice to that sort of backing that he's gotten from the franchise. The same holds true for Abdul Samad. I just think that for Riyan Parag, I just think Riyan draws a little more attention and a little more flack for all his antics on the field.
Off the field also.
Off the field as well. I think that's one of the reasons where fans are a little divided and they treat the two differently. But if you just were to talk about numbers for the two, very similar numbers, and both not doing justice to their potential and on the hype around them.
I mean, this, if you want to look at it, 36 of maybe 30 balls, 38 of 31, 36 of 30 was the GT LSG game when KL Rahul choked. In the KKR SRH game, it was a clear case of Sunrisers Hyderabad choking. It was a clear-cut choke. Because how could you squander 38 of 31 with 7 wickets still in hand, and that too an inexperienced Vaibhav Arora bowling at the death, and you allowed Varun Chakravarti to get into rhythm with a wet ball. So, is Sunrisers Hyderabad, because we all felt that it was very, very good on paper, but that paper crumbled instantly. Main issue, Gargi, what has it been with Sunrisers Hyderabad? I mean, is it the batting that has let them down, or has it been inconsistency with the bowling that has let them down?
It is a combination of both, because if it wasn't, you'd see either a brilliant batting performance or a brilliant bowling performance, but we've seen neither from Hyderabad. And it's been always been one or the other. It's either one batter performing, two batters performing, but that's not what gets you wins. You need to be able to find that combination within the team. You need to make sure that the team is clicking well, they're playing like a team, or at least it looks like you're playing like a team when you're posting totals or you're defending the total. But Hyderabad has just looked so underwhelming and so weak that, I mean, you just can't put your finger. You can, but
you can put two fingers when you look at what are the key factors behind Hyderabad's.
I think there is a very strong similarity, let's say, in the way SRH have played this year and Delhi, I would
Yes.
say. The batters have been the bigger disappointment than the bowlers. And I was just looking at some of the numbers. The very fact that Rahul Tripathi with just about 160-70 odd runs in about 9 games is your highest run getter just tells the entire story. So you've got, I think, about 190 from Tripathi, then you've got 165 runs from Mayank Agarwal, and then you've got an Aiden Markram with about 160 runs. And that's your top 3 batters, and that pretty much sums it up. They're about I think with 190 odd runs, I think it's Rahul Tripathi who's ranked number 45 right now as far as the top run getters for the tournament. And that is how, how much they've fallen this year, or how much ground that they've conceded as a batting unit. So it was perhaps because I remember a couple of performances where Natarajan got the Yorkers right, Bhuvi was good with the ball, Fazul Haq Farooqi when he played, even he impressed on a couple of occasions, albeit he was a little expensive at times. But if I was to pick put my finger, I think it's the batting that has let them down, particularly their foreign buys. Harry Brook has been a flop, barring the 100.
Yeah.
Not much has happened. The other day as well, I think he got out on a duck.
Yeah.
Then you look at Aiden Markram, Henrik Klaasen.
Those two have batted well.
They have, but again, in about 8 games, scoring about 160 runs isn't good enough. As the captain, you're expected to do much more. By the way, I think there was middling sort of an innings I remember from Aiden Markram. He scored some about 35 odd runs in a losing cause. But again, the criticism back then also was that he could have carried on. And he looked good for those 35 runs as well. Same with Henrik Klaasen. He's looked good, but he's just failed to, make that, score or take that score past the 50 run mark or convert it into bigger scores. So it's been a batting unit collapse for SRH that has let them down.
Yeah, and I also believe SRH, when it comes to Rahul Tripathi, Markram, Klaasen, Phillips, and some other, and Jansen also, they're coming off of big reputations that they've set for themselves, be it domestic or international games. They performed wonderfully when it comes to Jansen, and Glenn Phillips also was hitting out of the park in a few of the international games. But they've just failed to live up to that reputation in the IPL.
Exactly. And so breaking news, younger brother gets the better of older brother in the other game, because Hardik Pandya's Gujarat Titans have won by 56 runs against Krunal Pandya's Lucknow Super Giants. So
Krunal, by the way, I think had a torrid game as a player and a captain. Firstly, side conceding more than 200 runs, him conceding about 38 in 4 overs, and then getting out on a golden ball duck, I believe. So,
okay, so you have siblings, right? You both have siblings. If the younger brother or younger sister gets over you, I mean, if you're the older one and the younger one does very well, do you feel happiness? Do you feel disappointment that, oh, how come the younger one has gotten the better of me? How will the Pandya household be feeling? Because Hardik Pandya himself said, like, the household will be mixed, but one Pandya is definitely winning today. So, if a younger brother or younger sister beats you, I mean, what's the first reaction? Okay, I'll get you later. Or what is it?
I think Harshit will have a very interesting answer.
You're the younger one, right?
No, he's the older one.
I'm the elder one.
Elder one. Oh, so if the youngster beats you, how do you feel? Honest.
I think if let's say we're in a game of cricket, I think to begin with, because for whatever time I played this sport, I used to be a sore loser. So, the losses didn't go down well with me. But let's say at this day and age, let's say at this point, given that I've stopped playing the sport that much, and whenever I do, it's more of a recreational activity, and I look at it as just one of those occasions, because there's only few occasions that I get to play now, that I just go out there and I want to have fun regardless of the result. The result doesn't matter to me anymore, because I'm not playing competitive anymore. So right now, if he was to get one over me, I think I'll be happy, because the losses don't sting that much anymore. Had let's been about a decade back or about 5-7 years back, story would have been different.
Yeah, I mean, just exactly that. Competitive, we are all this Zen mode. Oh, I'll feel happy for my younger brother and all that. But in that gully, if you wanted to lose, if you lost, you would be seething. And there'll be fights even at home also for that.
Absolutely. See, in sport, you don't look at all of this. If you're there, if you're competing with someone, you forget everything and you're out there competing.
Yeah.
And we've had, let's say, those games of football. He wasn't, let's say, into cricket that much.
Yep.
So, but football, we gone shoulder to shoulder at times, and it's, those arguments that you have, you forget everything, and you just go out there and you want to win. But not at the moment, I feel. Right now, even if it's a game of football, and if it's about, when you play with certain rules at times, okay, there's a goal, you're only playing, let's say, knee-high goals or waist-high goals. So you at times, because, see, you're talking about inches at times when you're out there. So even if he wants to claim a goal, okay, take it. Whatever. Like, now the competitiveness and that edge, I think, has gone for me personally.
You've gotten old.
Perhaps.
Yep. So that's the way. And Gargi, what do you think? GT favorites to do it 2-2? Can they do it for the second consecutive time, or one bad day is coming up for them?
What do you mean, the title?
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah.
I'm saying, can they win back-to-back titles?
I think so. Because, they're coming in with such a different mentality, and you can see that in the way they play and in the way the support staff handles the team and all of that. And there's this new age, something different about GT since the last year, and they've continued having that in this year as well. Last year you'd think, okay, they're new, maybe you haven't gotten used to seeing them, but they still have that spark, and I think they're favorites.
They are favorites as well. Yep, because the top order, that was the only, you may say, the sticking point, that maybe they were not firing on a consistent basis. When they did today, and you've got Pandya also, who's that old Hardik Pandya, combined with David Miller at the bottom.
For 2 games now.
Yeah, then you've got Rahul Tewatia. Boy, that GT batting lineup is as intimidating as you can. And the bowling, I mean, Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed.
Mohit Sharma as well.
And Alzari bowled only 1 over. That is the depth that they have got. Alzari bowling only 1 over. And
Tewatia, they've not had him bowl only this whole year.
Yep. A.B. Tewatia only for miracles, not for bowling. So, Mohit Sharma with 4 wickets. Boy, what a...
Shami as well, we forgot to
mention Mohammad Shami. Yes, but today I think Shami had a rather off day today along with Pandya. Yeah. But he's entitled to failure because he's been doing so well.
So terrific against Delhi the other day. 4 wickets for 11 odd runs. What a blistering spell that was from him.
But look at the Afghan spin devils. Rashid and Noor, 8 overs for just 60 runs on a deck which was as flat as a national highway. 8 overs for 60, just 7.5 economy rate.
Yeah.
That's the X factor that Gujarat are blessed with. Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed. Remember those names. They are the ones. And I think both Shami and Rashid now are 19 wickets now.
No.
Yes, there are 3 players I think tied on 19. Tushar Deshpande yesterday.
Tushar Deshpande is definitely
now these 2.
19.
Oh. Man, the purple cap race is hotting up. It's really hotting up. And so, it was a clinical all-round show from the Gujarat Titans. Quinton de Kock on this first game scored a brilliant 77 fours, 3 sixes. Kyle Mayer started well, 156 overs, 72. We thought that, boy, can they really do it? But one thing apart from Rajasthan Royals, Gujarat Titans have the best spin bowling lineup. Noor and Rashid. If Rashid doesn't get you, Noor will.
See, I'd say they're just at par, let's say, with Chahal and Ashwin.
Yes.
The kind of contribution that they also, because both of them, by the way, logged on 13 wickets.
Yeah.
Speak of having a cumulative sort of an impact. as spin twins, they are also having a great impact for the Rajasthan Royals.
Yep.
For GT and let's say for this duo, for Noor and Rashid, I think the number won't be that big right now because Noor started playing only later on.
Later, yes.
So, but then it's like, you know, placing a mirror in front of Rashid Khan and it becomes a left-hander and that's Noor for you. That's how similar they look like mirror images of each other at times.
With nothing wrong in their action, nothing wrong in their variation, style, skill, complete package, Rashid and Noor. Then, so 16 points, GT. 3-point lead at the top now with Chennai Super Kings.
It really would have been 18 had it not been for that crazy win or rather crazy loss, whichever way you look
DC.
at it, against the Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
Delhi Capitals are living up to the reputation of party poopers. They have ensured GT was stalled momentarily, but they have spoiled RCB's party for sure. Because RCB were the favourites heading into this encounter. And it was very, very surprising. I mean, I didn't bet Phil Salt would actually have impact like he had that day. I really didn't count on it, but he did. And trust.
for some reason I had my hopes, let's say, with Delhi, and I was confident of a Delhi win yesterday. It was good, let's say, you know, to see attacking intent from ball one.
Yep. But attacking intent, you're talking about Joss Butler, man. If he doesn't fire, Rajasthan Royals are in huge trouble. And almost a wicket first ball. Bhuvi got the ball to swing back in and Jaiswal just chipped it over mid-on for a boundary. But Gargi's
Advanced a little.
advanced, yes. But Gargi, you think if Butler doesn't fire, Rajasthan Royals playoff chances are evaporated?
It could very well be. But you see, Yashashvi has stepped up, and now that Joe Root is back, not back, he's making his debut.
Yes.
You expect a lot out of Joe Root because, you know,
Yeah.
he's one of the best in the game. But
Yep.
let's see how he does in the T20 format. But I think, I don't know, Sanju Samson has to do well. Dhruv Jurel has already been amazing.
Yep.
Shimran Hetmeyer, Ravindra, Ashwin.
Yep.
So they have a few batters,
Ashwin,
but
the genius,
they have to
yes.
stop sending Ashwin up the order and let him do his job
Exactly.
where he is at.
Yeah, forever lambasted if he is promoted, forever lambasted if he gets an over also. The sad
He
world
is
of
on the
Ashwin.
bench today, if you see.
I
And he
think
won't be subbed in now.
I think it will either be Holder or Zampa.
Exactly, depending on
Right.
how the wicket plays.
I think Trent Bolt can't come in because he's injured. I think that's the injury concern that Sanju Samson was talking about. So, yep, I think it will either be Zampa or Holder looking at the pitch, how
But
it
you
is
also
going
have
to be.
Bhuvan McCoy there.
There's also
Available.
Bhuvan McCoy, yeah. Because they're playing only 3 foreigners, so that's why anybody of that 3 can come in depending upon the pitch. And I think in the Sunrisers Hyderabad, if you look at it, it's going to be pretty.
chance.
No, I don't think it just fell. Why it didn't get behind the line also. So action-packed over already that we have got. If you look at Sunrisers, Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaassen, Phillips, so 3. Oh, they can't play a foreigner anyways because they've got 4. Samad, Jansen, Vivrant, Mayank Markande, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, T. Natarajan. I think it will be Anmolpreet Singh who will be the impact because they want to bat. No, they are batting second.
So, they've already named their 4.
Yep. Harry Brook, Anmolpreet Singh, Mayank Dagar, Nitish Reddy.
Sunrisers, they're playing 11. So, there is Markram, there's Klaassen, there is
Phillips.
Phillips.
4, there's already
and,
4.
Jansen.
So
They
Harry
can't.
Brook.
No. This guy is coming. Phillips has replaced Brook today for impact. So let's see how that happens. So it's going to be a very tricky and remember in Savai Mansingh you had very sluggish wickets along with the Ekana. Very sluggish wickets, not high scoring. Although one I think the Chennai Super Kings game that was a high scoring encounter. So after having gotten our predictions way off when it comes to the score, let's have a much more realistic thing. Harshit, what do you think? Score and who's going to win?
I'm going to go with the Rajasthan Royals win over here. And I'm going to go with the total of about 177, let's say.
177, okay. Before I come to Gargi, SP Roy with a super chat saying tactical blunder to send Huda, who is in horrible form ahead of Stoinis Puran. I just don't understand. I mean, Deepak Hooda, he continues to be that conundrum. What do you do with him? Because he's had a woeful run, and I do agree with that. There is just no escaping Deepak Hooda's poor run.
I think he's had way too many chances now, and it's time to look past him. You know, you can still give him the.
I was anyway
confidence.
not a fan of Deepak Hooda even when he was included in the 2022 World T20.
No, that was merited.
I don't think so.
Okay, but
Because
you had fast, or rather, I won't say fast track. You had brought back Dinesh Karthik, given how good he was in the IPL. Similar storyline for Deepak Hooda as well.
That is why that after the semi-final I said IPL cannot be the yardstick.
But again, see, you're not even mixing format. So I am completely, because then the purpose of IPL is defeated if you're not taking cues, let's say, from the IPL.
Yep.
If you're not spotting talent, and if you're not, rather we are going ahead and mixing formats, and we brought back Ajinkya Rahane, right?
Yeah.
Based on 3 innings.
Are we sure that that was the?
Of course.
That was the basis of the selection.
No, I don't think so.
I think
That
the
600 runs that he had in the domestic season, plus his captaincy in red ball cricket
how
also.
Good he looked. He was nowhere in the corner. You were still, let's say, because you would still, let's say, have gone with the Surya Kumar who you gave the debut to recently. But I don't think Ajinkya was there.
Because one fortuitous thing happened.
I'll add to it. Because if he was in the scheme of things, he would have been given at least a C grade contract. He wasn't even given a contract. So clearly the team was looking past him, or rather the management was looking past him.
One fortuitous thing happened though. Shreyas Iyer's injury.
Yes.
That had to ensure that he was fast tracked back into the team. And yeah, Phillips actually it's not his debut. Yes, I think it's correct. He has played in the past for Sunrisers.
Yeah.
But I think it's been so low. I mean, it's been so far behind. I just don't understand. So, yep. Let's see now what happens. And yeah, Gargi, prediction. What do you think?
198 and Rajasthan win.
198 and Rajasthan win. Okay. I will say 175. I'll say Sunrisers win. I think they can be the party poopers.
Oh, really?
Yes. Today, I think they can be the party poopers, unless I think I may have to change mid innings. I can do that also. So let's see. I can do that. So
But then it's not a prediction.
it isn't a prediction then. I'll stick my head out. Okay, I'll stick my neck out. It's going to be SRH. Okay, fine. SRH. So, any more super chats? Okay, GGK is saying SRH will be the first team to be out of IPL today, followed by KKR. If they lose, then they can only get to 14 points if they win their remaining 4 games. So, yes, that can very well happen. KKR, I mean not KKR, SRH will be the first team to be eliminated from the playoff race today only. Because GT have 16, Chennai have 13. If SRH get to, if RR get to 12, then they can only get to 14. They need some miraculous permutations and combinations, Sunrisers, for them to win. So, yeah, they're on 6. They can only get to 14 in their next, if they lose this one, they can only get to 14. So, no more super chats? Done? Okay, so we'll be back for the mid innings. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us. For people who are joining us right now, RR are batting. Joe Root has gotten his debut. And GT have beaten Lucknow Super Giants by 56 runs. So, we'll be back for the mid innings. For me, Gargi and Harshit, it's bye-bye. See you soon.